as part of the administration's wide-ranging campaign to slash federal spending in order, of course, to pay for tax cuts for billionaires. This is wild stuff. And this is what, Donald Trump and Leonard Leo and all these right-wing billionaires and the Federalist Society and all this right-wing infrastructure and Fox News, the Murdoch billionaire family, this is what they promise. Let's just destroy the New Deal. Let's just destroy the Great Society. Let's turn America into a third world country. Let's make America like Somalia. I don't think it's going to work out. The U.S. Institute of Peace, or for Peace, excuse me, is an independent nonprofit agency that was set up and funded by Congress, but it is not a government agency. It does not occupy government property. It has no government employees. And yet, Elon Musk and his DOGE teenagers took it over and appear to be in the process of gutting it. Now, this is... first of all, this is a very, very bad sign for other similar agencies or organizations. Amtrak, for example, or the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, NPR. These are also private, nonprofit corporations that were set up initially with government funding or through government action. And the Legal Services Corporation, the Funds Legal Aid, is another one. And in each one of these cases, the only role of the president is to appoint board members, which is also true of the U.S. Institute for Peace. And yet, so far, Trump and Musk have gotten away with destroying the U.S. Institute for Peace. Well, first of all, the Institute for Peace does really important work to promote peace as opposed to war. And they have for years. But worse than that, here we've got, U.S. District Judge Beryl Howe said that this takeover, complete with armed police, quote, was terrorizing, and that she was, quote, offended on behalf of the American citizens, and yet she still declined to issue a restraining order, saying that the U.S. Institute of Peace is a very complicated entity. But her refusal to stop DOGE is very troubling. Very troubling. And and this is, by the way, is an organization that's got a very small budget. It's not even $1 billion, $353 million. That's a fraction of what the $1.8 billion that we gave Musk just for SpaceX last year. But I think the larger issue here is that we have a South African Nepo baby, a billionaire who was, according to his father, driven to elementary school in a chauffeured Rolls Royce every day, who has, 14 children? 3 of them in 1 year from 3 different women? Who smokes pot on podcasts and brags about doing ketamine? It's like, Bob Kennedy talking about the first time in his life when he really felt like his brain was working was when he was using heroin. These people are running our government? And now Elon Musk is not just running our government, he's quite literally taking it apart. He's deconstructing the modern American state. Now, you can say that that's a good thing because big government or taxes on billionaires or whatever, but I think most people would beg to differ. The national happiness ratings came out 2 weeks ago, and once again, Denmark was number 1, and once again, the United States didn't even make the top 20. Why? Because we've got the worst poverty in the developed world. We have the worst infant mortality rate in the developed world. We have the worst maternal mortality rate, which has, by the way, gone up 20% in Texas since they outlawed abortion in the developed world. We have the lowest level of unionization in the developed world. We have the richest billionaires in the entire world. And by the way, there's a connection between those two things. And now we've got an administration of billionaires, 14 billionaires in Trump's cabinet, plus Musk, the richest guy in the world, plus Trump, another billionaire, trying to cut as much of our government as they possibly can that serves and supports average people and replace it with nothing for average people. But, you know, hey, we got to pay for the tax cuts for the billionaires that Trump wants to make sure he has before the end of the year. This is just, you know, going after America. And now, you know, to triple down on this, Kristi Noem said that she wants her department to quote, eliminate FEMA. Yeah, she used that word according to Semaphore and reports by other media. Josh Marcus writing about this over at Yahoo News. The headline, "As the Carolinas Burn," and they are, by the way. North and South Carolina right now are both experiencing California-type wildfires. Why? Because global warming is drying out forests that used to be damp. And now they're very dry, and they're just like tinder, just waiting for a match. And what happens when people lose their homes? What happened when people lost their homes in Hawaii? What happened when they lost their homes in Los Angeles or in Southern California? What happens when when people lose their homes to tornadoes or hurricanes or any of the other consequences, flooding, the other consequences of global warming, which, by the way, has been removed from all the government documents and priorities. In the hearings this morning, in which they were, you know, asking these people in charge of all of our intelligence agencies about their little Signal group chat, one of the senators made the point that, you know, that this seems to be going away. That here we have now Kristi Noem talking about, well, this is the first sentence from this article. The Trump administration plans to scrap the Disaster Relief Federal Emergency Management Agency, Homeland Security, Kristi Noem reportedly said during a cabinet meeting on Monday. Noem said her department would move to eliminate FEMA, she said, according to Semaphore and reports by other media. The threat was reported even as massive wildfires ravaged parts of North and South Carolina. Some Republicans said that they opposed efforts to eliminate the agency. I'm still sharing with you from Yahoo News. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana said in February, now again, this was a month ago, FEMA can't go away. I think the first job of the federal government is to protect people and property. Right. Trump in January, though, said, I love Oklahoma, but you know what? If they get hit by a tornado or something, let Oklahoma fix it. Right. He says, and then the federal government can help them out with the money. FEMA is getting in the way of everything. And last week, again, according to Yahoo News, FEMA employees were warned that Secretary Noem would need to personally approve scores of positions once their terms expire, setting up potential staffing cuts at FEMA as part of the administration's wide-ranging campaign to slash federal spending in order, of course, to pay for tax cuts for billionaires. This is wild stuff. And this is what, you know, Donald Trump and Leonard Leo and all these right-wing billionaires and the Federalist Society and you know, all this right-wing infrastructure and Fox News, the Murdoch billionaire family, this is what they promise. Let's just destroy the New Deal. Let's just destroy the Great Society. Let's turn America into a third world country. Let's make America like Somalia. I don't think it's going to work out.